Hafide, welcome to the Valorant series hosted by the Laddie Esports League. My name is Ken. I'm joined by Mr. Shado Gaming here. And we have a couple games tonight. We're starting off with our first game, which is UOG versus Kolab Koalas. Barry, what do you think about this first game?
I think it's going to be good. Kolab Koalas definitely put a comeback, definitely did a huge upset versus Shoot Then, yeah, which was like probably the team to beat when it came to the Laddie Esports League, with going up, I think 13-2, 13-0, or 13-1 rather in their last two games, and losing to Kolab Koalas 14-12. But it looks like they're actually going to go straight into it with Kolab Koalas playing a 5-man lineup of Big Daddy, Subliminal, AWIX, Aurora, and I believe DJ. But we got to double check the rosters there in a bit. Going up against UOG's lineup, which I do not have apparently. But we have Kolab Koalas, top fragger, aka Subliminal, Isaac David, 21 kills, 15 deaths, not bad, 2 assists, pretty decent econ rating of 65 and 2 first blood. So you're going to see him try to be the entry fragger for Kolab Koalas. But more interesting enough is the UOG esports, Triton esports team had to actually do a sub because of the current lockdown situation for Guam. So Netopia, one of our kind sponsors, was not able to provide the computers for UOG. So thanks to a couple of people who entered into the last minute tryouts to make it onto the team. But it looks like we're gonna go straight into it now.
Vaporwave, he's one of the players who did that. He actually played pretty well last week, even though they ended up losing 13-7 when they lost to I believe it was what are those guys called, Fob Fives. So anyway, we're starting it off with UOG attacking and their opponents on defense. You see Threstrobo playing Sage. He normally plays Sage, and he's a pretty good support player.
But yeah, so we have Kolab Koalas in currently the number 4 spot, and UOG Triton right below him at number 5. So whoever wins this essentially cancels each other out, and then Kolab Koalas actually would be in 3rd place because they would be tied, I believe, with Shoot Then. Let's check the standings real quick before they start out this match. And it looks like, yes, they are able to, but we're going to go back into the game with Big Daddy. Looks like we're going to go for the attacking side here, and looks like UOG going for a
5-8
all in. They're going all in. They're just fragging out. Threstrobo taking on Subliminal on tree side, going into garden. It looks like they already have the plant down.
Yeah. And close the door right away.
I like the quick and simple offense. Threstrobo walling tree there, preventing anyone from going inside. Reborn kind of looking around, trying to get a frag in on site. Combi Travis completely blind. He might actually get flanked by the Phoenix in the back there. And there's Big Daddy taking down a double kill. AWIX also taking down Threstrobo and Vaporwave. And it looks like the last one left is Yeezus. Can he make the plant? No! He whiffs every shot against Sage, and AWIX taking down Yeezus. Really good retake by Kolab Koalas there.
Very good retake. You know, UOG looked really strong. The double brim smoke on Heaven, got the plant really quickly, locked down the door, but then Kolab Koalas just holding strong, able to get back onto site and get the defuse after wiping out UOG.
Yeah, Ken, it was actually a pretty good, quick execute there on A side, but I think they just needed a little bit more better defense when it comes to defending them against the retake. They did really well on that offense, and it looks like they're going to be going for a full send again onto one site rather than a default, slowly but surely making their way into B main. And it looks like Kolab Koalas is actually reinforcing B with a 2-1-2 split on their defense. And Reborn going to be the entry fragger.
You know, I love the use of the Cypher camera in the mid.
Oh, and Big Daddy with the bucky! Aurora taking down 2. Call me Travis. Oh, Threstrobo, Call me Travis going down to the ghost. But that Big Daddy bucky taking down the entry level fragger in Reborn. And Yeezus again, the last one alive.
Oh, no.
Oh, Yeezus is the last one alive. Can he take down Tiff? Oh, Yeezus is stuck in between a rock and a hard place. He's done. He has to get something, but no, AWIX takes him down with the Bulldog.
You know what was so interesting that round? Thresh, go ahead and mute your mic or when you get the chance. But Thresh, he had the shot on Yeezus, but then he kind of just waited for his teammates to come and back him up instead of giving any of that information or going for the kill in his back.
Yeah, exactly. And that execute was essentially completely snuffed out by Big Daddy and Aurora. Big Daddy with that big Bucky, the Buck Y. 900 credits basically stopped that rush.
The Buck Y.
Yeah, we call it the Buck Y, dude. And there we go.
Oh, and I said Thresh Trouble, but I meant Subliminal, of
area.
course, on defense. My bad. Sorry, guys.
It's all good.
All the Sage, you all look the same, man.
Yo,
Like,
no.
we're going for that push mid. Oh, no.
Oh, but Vaporwave and these guys. Vaporwave and UOG straight into mid. I like the play. I like that they want to split up the sides, but all of Kolab Koalas is
my
immediately
goodness.
responding, and they're in CT,
Good
ready to
response,
take down that
good
big response. Oh, and Tiffany getting that Tiff Diff taking out Call Me Travis. It looks like Reborn is stuck. And Yeezus actually by himself in mid, not assisting his
that
team
Omen
with his
teleport.
flash. Oh, but there it is. Yeezus taking down Subliminal, but AWIX getting that trade, and Reborn getting a trade as well with Aurora going down. Oh, and AWIX again with that Bulldog.
You know what that reminded me of? It reminded me of The Rock. You ever watched the movie The Rock?
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
all the like
Oh, yeah,
secret
they're in the
guys come into
bathroom. They're in the
the
bathroom.
gulag. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what that was. Like straight in the middle, getting shot from both angles. Probably a difficult strategy right there to go
That was
five
the
straight
fish in the
mid.
bucket strat. They got shot like fish in a bucket. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
definitely,
It was just they got the execution down to get mid, but they could not go any farther than market, any farther than CT because Kolab Koalas did a really quick rotate into all. They got basically all the information they need, knowing that they're in mid, hearing the market footsteps, pushing into CT, and just trapping them. So I really
Barry,
wanna
what is the disadvantage of going 5 hard into a site as an attacking
If
side?
you're going 5 hard in this side as an attacker, anything that stops your push immediately is a disadvantage to your attacking team because there's no other avenue of attack if all of you are on the same one. You can see Tiff, perfect use of that wall and that slowing down just enough to get everyone else on site. And it looks like AWIX getting 2, but Reborn taking down Tiffany. Still, Tiff's slow and wall essentially created this winning situation, but Reborn taking down Subliminal's op. Oh, but Big Daddy picking up the pieces, taking down Reborn. Like I said, one utility can stop the whole rush from an attacking team, full sending onto one site through one avenue of attack. And Tiffany did it perfectly using that wall and slow.
Definitely, just the use of the utility, not even any kills, just the use of those 2 pieces of utility really stalwarted a lot of that push.
Exactly, and that's really the strength. I mean, Tiff didn't get any frags, but she won the round for Kolab Koalas with that wall. And they're doing it again. Looks like they might be going for mid again. Oh, Yeezus gets baited out, and
just looking for.
It looks like Big Daddy. Oh, Yeezus getting on Subliminal though. But AWIX does get enough information to know that they're in mid. The response... Ooh, looks like they're going for Cat instead. I like Kolab Koalas maintaining some sort of patience. Tiffany going into CT to replace Subliminal's defense in mid.
And I love the way they're playing this defense, man.
And Tiff slowing down the mid approach.
Like, they're being so patient.
Yeah, they are. But Reborn, as you say that, Reborn takes down an aggressively defensive Big Daddy in B mid. And there's that one-sided smoke that Aurora gets, but Aurora goes down to Reborn. Oh, but Tiffany taking down Travis, but Reborn getting that trade.
Reborn, he has been showing up the past 2 games for UOG.
Yeah, he's been the top fragger. Oh, and Thresh Choba getting that headshot, bopping AWIX.
And finally, UOG gets on the board, 4-1. As we take a look at the economies here.
Yeah, it looks like Big Daddy spent way too hard. He does not have anything for the next round if they lose. Everyone else is in a relatively good situation. Of course, Tiff with the 1100 because the Sage is such an expensive character. And you're going to see all of UOG except Call Me Travis with a pretty decent economy. Of course, he has a low on economy because he hasn't got a kill yet. But because of that losing bonus, they are able to get guns again for the next round.
We go with that hard A push.
Yeah, as soon as they hear any footsteps, you're going to see Tiff immediately wall.
Let's go!
There's the wall, and that's what I'm saying before. All you need is one utility to completely slow a push down. They still get onto site, but it gives all of Kolab Koalas an opportunity to rotate and slowly rip themselves onto the offense of UOG. But AWIX and Subliminal both taking down Vaporwave and uses Aurora taking down Threshold. Call me Travis. And only one left is Reborn. And of course he goes down as well. Easy retake. That was one of the quickest retakes of the season so far. And
man,
really,
you know that, like, honestly, I really liked how aggressive they were on site, but they didn't, like, UOG didn't put themselves in a position to hold it. Like,
yeah,
it's so easy for Kolab to just go up top and just lay it out over
yeah, there's the concept of post-plant defense that I believe UOG doesn't really have yet. They do have the execute, but they don't seem to be holding the correct angles that Kolab Koala seems to be taking. I believe this is the second time on a retake that AWIX was able to get into tree and completely flank three of UOG's players. So I feel like they definitely need to figure out a strategy to prevent that, and then they can get a better defensive options when it comes to angles on the retake. Ooh, and Big Daddy taking down both Vaporwave and Fresh Chobo, but Reborn getting that guy in mid. Phoenix going down.
Out of charges.
And this is kind of a tough game, especially with AWIX taking down Reborn.
Man, I love that Cypher camera mid. That's so ridiculously helpful.
Yeah, he doesn't even need to be there. He can still be in B, protecting B main while also controlling mid, and that's what's the strength really of Cypher, is that he doesn't need to be in an area to completely guard it. One of the, if not the highest tier characters in the agent pool, with I believe 100% pick rate when it comes to the majors that happen in Valorant, with the Ignition series, with all of the esports organizations. I believe FaZe Clan also had those stats where, oh, there, he saw it. And FaZe Clan also had that with 100% pick rate on Cypher. And really, it's the strength of information that Valorant has, just like any tactical shooter, just like CS. Oh no, and Tiffany takes down Call Me Travis.
Gets that kill.
And that's, man, Yeezus is kind of playing greedy, man. He's not with his team. He's trying to go for picks in a different area. He wasn't with Call Me Travis, and I feel like there's a lot of lack of communication there. I don't know their game plan, but it seems like maybe Yeezus was already expecting the loss and just went for immediate save, while Call Me Travis tried to go for frags or something. But if in that instance you should maybe just say, hey, we should just save, you know?
And definitely in these rounds, you can see that, like, just stalwarting the pushes have been really hurting UOG, because they have 5 in one area. There's no fear of a counter push anywhere.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, on that last A push that UOG had, Reborn actually used this ult to try to get onto site. Imagine wasting your ult, or using your ult, and losing to a utility. And that's kind of what happened. Tiff walled, bought enough time for Kolab Koalas to slowly grip themselves around UOG and take that win. And they're doing it again.
Absolutely.
And it looks like, actually, Reborn doesn't have his ult, but all 4 of UOG's players have their ultimate, so they can get an easy retake. As soon as Tiff sees anything, the walls happen going down. The wall went down, but it wasn't quick enough. Oh, but the bomb carrier stuck behind the wall. Call Me Travis doesn't have enough time. Oh, he does. It's a 3v5.
We got the res by Thresh Chobo.
This is their round to win. It's a 5v3. Vaporwave taking that. Oh, he's in a really terrible position to actually get any defense on tree. There we go. And I like the angle that Vaporwave is taking. Call Me Travis staying near generator, watching tree, but I don't think anyone's actively watching heaven. Reborn looking for the flank. Fresh Chobo and Yeezus in
I
hell.
love this flash by Big Daddy.
And Big Daddy getting that kill, but Vaporwave. Call Me Travis is actually taking him down, and the only one left seems to be Subliminal. Saving his operator, he needs to get out of there.
Yeah.
Oh, and he misses his shot to get someone off the exit. He needs to be careful. Someone could be pushing out into Cat. Oh, and he gets Reborn. Can he get another one? Can he get another one? Oh, and he gets Yeezus! And they lose their operator.
Oh,
that was such a terrible play. Oh no, that was a terrible choice by Yeezus, losing 4,500 credits just because he got greedy for the kill.
So greedy. He was so greedy. But you know what? At least they won the round. That's something positive to take out of it.
Exactly.
But they definitely did lose quite a bit there.
Yeah.
2 guns.
They still got guns, but look at that. If Yeezus survived, he could have bought Vaporwave a better gun because Vaporwave only has a Bulldog, and look, Call Me Travis only has a Spectre, and a couple players actually have really not that good of weaponry against the other team, against the Kolab Koalas.
Oh, Jesus, playing with fire there.
Yeezus trying to watch out for any sort of flanks into mid to catwalk, and slowly but surely UOG actually rotating around, and I think that he definitely recognizes Big Daddy is there. He is pinging Big Daddy's position, so they need to probably rotate to CT or T side, and they definitely do.
I like Jesus making noise here.
Yeah, it's really smart. Trying to look at that. All of Kolab Koalas is still looking at A. I like it. Yeezus is finally.
Oh my
Yeezus making a huge play. Big Daddy is not recognizing any sound. Everyone on UOG's side is walking.
Oh no, they're gonna go to the mid.
Oh, they're going through mid. Big Daddy could get a flat frag here. No, he doesn't. But all the information is done. You see immediately Kolab Koalas.
Oh, nice pick by Yeezus.
Oh, Yeezus getting that pick into Cat, but Kolab Koalas is rotating fast enough.
Why?
They're going back into A.
Wow. They had free. Well, I guess you wouldn't know if you had free sight.
Yeah, you don't know if you have free sight, but I like the use of ult there. Try to clear out sight, gets the retake. Can Tiff and Subliminal take these guys down? Wait a minute! Oh, they didn't have enough time! UOG took too long to execute, and defenders won anyway. That is terrible. That is so unfortunate. Man. That's a heartbreaker. Knowing that you basically outsmarted the other team and still lost it's just unfortunate that they had to do it in such a slow means. They could have went to B. But you know they wouldn't know they didn't know exactly the information. Yeezus did make enough noise that Kolab Koalas did rotate and stayed on site, but that mid decision might have cost them that round.
It was a relatively sick strategy that round, but it just was executed too slowly.
And that's the thing is like that was actually essentially a counterplay to Kolab Koala's strength of really quick rotating, and AWIX getting down by Thresh Trouble, knowing everyone is on site. You're gonna see all of Kolab Koalas making their way into A to try to prevent this this plant, but it looks like they're gonna get it anyway. Can UOG defend this retake? They need the angles. They need these angles. And look at Yeezus and Vaporwave looking at the same angle.
You guys are just trapped here. You've smoked heaven, but you haven't cleared it.
Oh, and there's Vaporwave getting a good frag. Gets some damage off of Big Daddy, and gets another one. Vaporwave! Vaporwave with the 3 kill. Can he get the 4K? Can he get the 4K? Does he know that Tiffany is in heaven? No, Tiffany opting to save. Let's see the economy. Tiffany's actually rich. I'm surprised she's not going for the frags. Knowing that if she gets kills, all UOG basically can't really afford getting a pretty decent gun with all the utility. But I do respect Tiff's drive to not really provide UOG any frags for increasing their economy.
And Tiff's got a pretty Oni there. A little pink and green Oni there.
She got the Arizona green tea Oni. Let me see that.
I love it. I like to see it, man. Speaking of good drinks, shout out to our sponsor Coffee Slut, where normally if you weren't locked down, you could get some of that tasty cold brew. Whether you like the friendly, flirty, or slutty, check it all out at Coffee Slut.
I like their Calamansi cooler. I don't drink coffee that much. I drink energy drinks, but their Calamansi cooler is pretty
you know what's good there? It's the Dragonade. It's like dragon fruit.
Ooh.
Yeah, dragon fruit lemonade. Yo, super good.
Chat. Press 1 for that dragon.
Revealing area.
And if you guys, you want some free drinks,
AWIX taking him down. Shout out to Coffee Slut for that sponsored op shot. Oh, but Big Daddy getting bit. Reborn, but Call Me Travis, really good, quick recognition of Big Daddy being on the side, and it looks like they're gonna go straight into B. I like Tiffany completely giving up sight, hoping for the retake. With a 2v4, it's not looking good. So. I like Tiffany completely retreating, knowing that her team as a whole is better at retaking than her by herself. She didn't have a good position to wall. She didn't have a good position to slow. She immediately just got out of sight and was like, we're going to win this. We're going to win this after they plant. Only Travis trying to forcing everyone into left side, but Fresh Trouble actually acting like a funnel. All of Kolab Koalas is on the left. There's one kill. Oh, no, he has to reload. Aurora getting with the classic.
Wow. You know, Kolab Koalas is looking really, really good. I love how quick they respond to rotates.
And the thing is,
they cover other angles. Nice.
Kolab Koalas wasn't doing too strongly in the beginning of the season, but I feel like a lot of the games that everyone has been playing in the UOG or the Laddie Esports Summer Valorant League is that you see a lot of improvement in the teams that really want to win, honestly. Like Kolab Koalas lost the shoot then, I believe 13-2, and they lost against GGU in a heartbreaking 14-12, and now they're just
Yep, they beat Shoot Then last week.
Yeah, they beat they beat Shoot Then, and they lost to Frag Out in the beginning of the season in a very commanding fashion for Frag Out, and now they're just improving so immensely. I feel like they're like all of the league in general is forcing people. They're lighting a fire under their butt and wanting to practice and improve as a whole, as a team. Yeah.
You love to see it, man. I love to see it.
But I want to see UOG improve just as much. I mean, they did have to do tryouts to replace some of their players because of the lockdown. But getting Vaporwave in, I believe, who else did they get in? Reborn as well.
Reborn.
Yeah, and he's been doing mad work. But Big Daddy... Oh, Big Daddy went too hard on that, going for the ult, wasting his ultimate, trying to get a kill. But Aurora with the Sidewinder. Oh, and Aurora getting
Aurora.
Get out of my way.
Putting the chains,
he's
tagging.
off.
Yep. Put some opaque spray paint on the ground, start teabagging it. I like it. He's going ham.
He's going for the maximum BM. It's respectable.
It's crazy. It looks like Aurora.
And now it looks like Kolab Koalas is going for the attacking side. We've been doing this lately in our format where we essentially have the attacking side be the focus of our commentary. And it looks like we're going to have a 9-3 woo! 9-3 against UOG with Kolab Koalas in the lead here.
That goes there.
And again, I believe the AWIX is actually the top fragger in last tournament. I believe it was Big Daddy.
Yep,
and Reborn still maintaining that top frag spot.
Reborn is a great pickup for UOG. I mean, he's
been getting those top frags, but it looks like they're going for a full send, showing UOG how it's done. AWIX taking down Vaporwave, but Yeezus and Call Me Travis taking down their own in Big Daddy and Subliminal.
Spike planted.
Can they get that retake?
No charges.
Definitely making good use of her utility.
Yeah, really smart use. I like Fresh Shobo using that, but they're not checking their angles, and Tiffany taking down Yeezus, but Reborn getting that trade. And I really like that retake by UOG. Strong retake. Might not have been the best decision to wall in that staircase because you can still jump over it. I feel like Tiff played a little too scared there and trying to push for the wall into CT side. Because that essentially gave them an avenue of having a really odd angle to watch over when it comes to defending that retake.
So we see that the attacking side is going to go for the 5-man push onto A this time. Or maybe mid.
I really want to see a default push where they kind of have a split off, but I do respect that they're trying to work as a team to completely push into one site together. But knowing the team composition that UOG has, it's very scary to sort of full push when a breach flash happens. Like right now! But Reborn getting, oh my god, Big Daddy getting the headshot anyway! Oh, there's Fresh Shoba getting that defense against Big Daddy, and there's the wall with UOG. Quick on the defense. Yeezus taking down Aurora. And AWIX getting onto site. Tiffany pushing that onto a plant, and it looks like Subliminal's gonna be having to watch Fresh Chobo on the flank, but Vaporwave taking down AWIX. Oh no, and Subliminal doesn't have any chance. He gets him on. Jesus.
charges left.
Thresh Chobo taking down Tiffany. It is a 2v1. And there it is.
There it is.
Vapor
Wow.
Wave.
Wow.
Nice retake by Vaporwave and UOG.
Yep.
It looks like the
Definitely.
tryouts paid off. The tryouts paid off.
You know, and UOG had tryouts last week, the last 2 weeks for Super Smash Brothers and League of Legends. Congratulations to all the people who made the team. I actually don't know who made the team, but I know that Drea made it. So I don't know who else made it, but congratulations to all
Most likely
7
our
players.
boy Adrian Cabardia, aka Cabardian. He most likely made the Smash team. But yo,
I'm thinking
speaking
it's
of
almost certain, yeah.
Speaking of fighting games, shout outs to Baka Densets for rating us with a party of 13. They did have their Tekken
Hey.
King of the Online Fist Tournament 3. I don't know who won, but I'm pretty sure it was pretty hype.
Yeah, we'll definitely have the results on our Laddie Esports Facebook as well as Instagram page later today as we see someone's peeking here. Subliminal is peeking. Ooh, fresh.
Oh, and there's the Flash by Reborn. I like him using the Flash as sort of a check tool, but you know, it's a finite resource and he needs to save it for the retakes, he needs to save it for defense. He basically kind of wasted it to understand, to let UOG know, or Kolab Koalas know, hey, the breach is in cat. Oh no, there's the push, Big Daddy going in. Whoa, Subliminal bought an operator, and Big Daddy taking down Call Me Travis, going straight into sight. Can he get Vaporwave? Oh no, he doesn't. Vaporwave taking him down. Tiffany, or Awix taking down Vaporwave, and there's the plant by Tiff, and now we got the UOG retake.
Oh,
But he's just
Subliminal.
going down with the only one left, Thresh Chobo. He's like, I'm out. Later, boys. He does not have the economy to buy a gun next round if they lose. Considering they won the last time, they're only going to get 1900 credits. Reborn is barely going to have enough money for armor and utilities. They're going to have to go for a save round, or
And
someone
Breach's
has to buy a
utility is
gun.
expensive too, so
Yeah,
he's
it's,
kind of in a rough spot.
if anything, he might not even have flashes, and it sucks because he used one in mid that didn't really do anything for him when they were trying to put Kolab Koalas was pushing into mid. So that's the kind of the thing where you don't really need to use your finite utilities willy-nilly unless your name is Omen, and by using it and not getting a pick off of it, you essentially waste it. Or for a retake like when Tiff used it to slow a wall orb on Ace site. And look, just like
So-
that, Reborn has to buy only armor, maybe a no, he's saving. No, he's not. They're force buying. Oh, yikes! But if they get this win,
10-5 right now.
yeah, if force buy on round 10 is okay, you can save for the next round, to save for match point on Kolab Koala's side. So they're forcing for round 10 to hopefully win and get enough economy to bolster themselves for the potential match point that Kolab Koalas has. And Big Daddy again. Big Daddy has historically been the entry-level fragger for Kolab Koalas. Getting the information. He does have ultimate. He's probably going to pop it into Y. Oh! There's the wall by Thresh Chobo. He's going to definitely ult here to try to gather information. There it is. Here's the ult. Can he get anything off of it? No, he doesn't.
There's a trade in mid.
And he takes down Big Daddy's ultimate. Oh, no, he needs to watch out for the Stinger, but Reborn gets taken down by Big Daddy, and that Stinger did not do any work for him. And there's Big Daddy getting the area denial with his molly.
Huge.
And this is actually huge. Subliminal watching Heaven. You have Aurora watching Tree. You have Tiffany slowing basically everyone and going under Hell. Every angle is covered. Big Daddy has the cojones of steel, going into Heaven, wanting to get these frags. He sees blood. He sees blood! Oh, but Vaporwave getting that headshot, and he got a little too greedy there. Big Daddy still has that money for the next round, even though he got fragged.
And then, you know what? They still are going to clinch the round. That pressure has forced the 2 remaining players on UOG to sit back and just give up.
Oh, they need to. Vaporwave
round
only
11
has
here.
27. Vaporwave doesn't have any money. If he lost that gun, he would have not had anything for round 11, which is kind of scary to have. And look at that. Round 11, they need to save.
Yeah, they have to save.
They have to save because having no guns on round 12 is a heartbreaker. And it looks like they are going to go for half buys. Meanwhile, Kolab Koalas sitting pretty. I mean, Tiffany only has 800 credits, but they have a lot of rounds to work with when it comes to the economy.
Sure.
Shadows traveling.
Oh, I like the peak by AWIX. I'm pretty sure that UOG has yet to defensively operate, except I think, yeah, they haven't offensively operated in a while because, or defensively operated, mainly because they just don't have the economy for it. So hopefully in the possible match point that happens, he can try to like protect mid a little bit more, because the fact that they did not have mid control shows that they don't have their Shovel getting someone down. And there's Tiffany taking down
Your duty is not over.
Res Chobo, getting that
Big
trade, but
Daddy
that's the
missing
res.
his flash,
Tiffany
flashes
resing
himself.
AWIX, Aurora taking down Yeezus, and Big Daddy, of course, taking down Travis. This is huge. With only Vaporwave left, can he make anything happen? He has full health, half armor. He has a Vandal and a Dream. Oh no, but
It's gonna
Subliminal.
be tough.
Subliminal's waiting.
Oh, he's
Oh,
just
he
waiting.
barely had him. He barely had the sight on him. But I like Vaporwave saving again. Definitely does not have the funds to buy a gun if they lose this round. Yep, and there it is. They're definitely going to win this, and it's going to be match point Kolab Koalas.
If you're just tuning in, you are watching the Laddie Esports League Valorant series. This is week 5. We're taking a look at the Kolab Koalas, who upset the top team Shoot Them last week to help catapult them into 4th place versus the 5th place UOG Triton Esports. So, and following this game, we'll have CLC versus GGU, the battle between the 2 lowest ranked teams. So that should make for an interesting match.
It's going to be a slobber knocker, let's be real. They're going to scrap. It's going to be Prebahau all over again.
And it's always the best. Prebahau is fun. So,
it is. It's going to be like, what was that event we went to? Brawl?
Which one? Which one? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like Brawl.
It's going to be Brawl,
Oh,
man. It's going to be Brawl. People just want to scrap, so we're going to have a scrap against GGU versus CLC. But going into the game, oh, Big Daddy's wild. Big Daddy's wild. Oh, the fake didn't work out. Big Daddy is stuck in A site. But wait a minute. UOG isn't rotating.
No charges left.
They still haven't rotated. Reborn is so slow on. Reborn is slow on the rotate, but Yeez is getting taken down by Big Daddy. Vaporwave doing his best to defend the site. Actually getting 2 Ks.
What is going on right now?
Oh god, he gets a 3K.
Oh, and he doesn't see.
And they defended
Wow.
the first successful defense of the night by UOG. That is a huge win by UOG. They needed that economy.
They definitely do. Well, they need every win from here on out. They are on match point.
They are on
They're
match point.
fighting for their lives. But, you know, they have utility. Thresh has, or Sage has Revive. Aurora. Yeezus has ulti. Call Me Travis has ulti. We're all looking pretty good here.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good on the defense. Yeezus using Operator again. Actually got taken down by Big Daddy, but thankfully they did win the round, so they do have another Operator again. Looks like watching Long A, Long A is, who's going to win between the ops? Who's going to win? Oh, and AWIX actually takes him down instead!
Oh my god.
Oh no! And their
big.
A main defense is gone, and they're immediately on site! With all of UOG
big.
having to rotate into heaven with an
is huge.
Operator watching it. Oh, and Tiffany walls it! But there's that ultimate! And AWIX taking down.
Oh
there's so
my
many people
God,
died
what
there.
is going
So
on?
many people died, and Aurora is actually in line to take down Call Me Travis. He's gonna bop him in the head. He's gonna bop him in the back of the head. Oh no, he doesn't. Subliminal seals the glory.
Subliminal.
And Kolab
Wow.
is taking it.
That was wild. Let me see. Let me get the next guys up.
So up next, we're gonna have GGU and CLC, and we will take a quick break. We're gonna get the boys in and see how that's gonna go. So we will be right back.
Yan.
Off day, guys. Welcome back to the Valorant series, week 5, and we're gonna go with our final game today, which is CLC versus GGU. This is the fight to not be last place, basically. So CLC, they are now, I guess, there's 0-4. They're in 7th place versus GGU, who are in 6th place. So, they're not fighting for the championship here, but they're definitely fighting for some bragging rights. Whatever.
It's tough. It's you lose like the lowest team so far because there's still 2 more weeks until September 5th being the last game of the season, or the series rather. So there's still some games that they can win, but currently these guys are the current lowest rank when it comes to the league. But GGU did have a huge upset against Kolab Koalas, with CLC still having yet to get their first dub in the league. But we will see. Maybe they did do some homework and research in regards to their pushing. I've said it in multiple commentaries before in the games of the whole league that CLC does have issues with slow executes with lack of communication when it comes to possible areas of enemies' placements and angles. And when they do get the bomb down, they don't really have the necessary angles to defend against the retakes. So those are the couple of the list of things that CLC does need to work on that hopefully they did against GGU. GGU kind of has the same issue, and I feel like a lot of teams that don't have good enough communication or just kind of scared of dying in the game and the rounds sort of have these slow pushes. They're not methodical, they're just slow. And you need to have that explosive offense when you know that you can actually get into the site. Getting that bomb down turns the game from a neutral position to a retake, and you need to get that bomb down, not only for possibly winning the round, but anytime you don't get the bomb down, or the spike down, you're losing money. That's an extra 300 credits
Choose
for
your
the whole
agent.
team. They are going to be playing on Split, which historically GGU and CLC have played in before. GGU, I believe, played against Frag Out in Split, with CLC playing against Kolab Koalas in Split, if I recall.
Oh no, versus Fob 5.
Oh, Fob 5.
And one
yes.
thing that's super important too is like using utility and just all the skills available, which is what really separates Valorant from other games. So hopefully CLC can really adapt to that. That's something that they've had trouble with in the past.
Yeah, I mean, there are some players that do have a pretty decent handle on the overall. Do I got the names right? No, I don't. I always get the names wrong. They always, you just have to gamble here. But you always see at least CLC recognize using his utility. You see quite a bit. I believe RG21 always opting to try to get some sort of information from his Sova arrows. But overall, you need to have better utility usage for the whole team in general to sort of get a good retake. So you have RG21 already getting his arrows ready. Cryon going in for the entry-level fragger. We're gonna see him pushing in immediately onto site. Gets control of ramp so fast. Gets juxing moves, and that was a 10-second frag. And look at that, CLC immediately getting that spike down. I like that explosive offense from them. Defending against Clive for that retake. Recognize actually opting to use Omen. I like it.
ZJ often a top fragger for CLC, and he's opted to go with Sage, which is an interesting choice. Sage usually played by somebody else.
Yeah, Gakkendas taking out Cryon, getting a little greedy on the frag here. It's a 3v2, and it's still relatively winnable, but Squall taking down Gakkendas. And Recognize wanting to get that Sage kill. Wanting to get that kill, and he gets it! Matsuraka goes down, and CLC in the lead. 1-0.
It's a good start.
It's a great start. I believe CLC historically has never won their first round in the league, and this is a really good showing. Maybe they did their homework. I like the explosive execution that they had immediately. Cryon pushed into ramp. Woo, wild.
Yeah, he went right up there and just wrecked someone in the first 7 seconds. It was crazy.
Yeah, and look at that. They all have guns. It looks like they're going to be doing half of them are going to be buying guns, with Cryon going into mid with the Spectre, trying to make some noise, possibly try to distract people from going into sight. But DJ671 pushing way too hard. He needs to watch out. No, there's Clyde right behind him. He didn't check his corners. And that's a really unfortunate. That's so unfortunate. All GGU has to do is defend the site, but it looks like they didn't. There wasn't any communication there, or maybe not enough guns?
Out of charges.
Oh, but Gakkendas getting taken down by Cryon. And he's getting greedy. Cryon always going for those frags. He wants to get his name on the board again with that top frag. And Mod taking him down. This is actually winnable.
Very winnable.
Oh, it's not if he doesn't look where he needs to look, and Mod actually could get. Ooh, but ZJ6 or RG21 doesn't get that Marshall shot, opting to save his stinger. Possibly going for the exit, but it looks like Skrull and RG21 exiting out of their T side, attacker side rather.
Wow, so they go up 2-0. CLC has never won 2 rounds in a row.
Yeah, no, they have against Fob 5 with the defense. Yes, but this is the first time they've ever been in the lead against another team, so this is a huge showing. There's a little bit of a hiccup there with ZJ671 immediately going into sight by himself with the bomb, getting taken down by Clyde, not checking that corner. But you had Skrull immediately picking up the pace, getting that bomb down, getting the and defending for that retake. And ZJ671 still not checking his corners. He's gonna get flanked. And there's the flank, but Clyde doesn't get anything off of it. Clyde taking down Skrull. Clyde taking down CLC recognized and RxG21.
Oh, no.
And it looks like ZJ671 is the only one on site with Cryon, the last one left. Can he defend this retake? Can he push into sight? He's not opting to push into sight. The defuse is already happening, and Clyde going to be taking it. But Cryon taking down Gakendes with the trade, with Matsuraka taking down the last player on CLC, and GGU taking the third round. I like.
Okay.
Now comes the adaptation that GGU is doing. Getting the retakes, camping off different corners and angles that CLC has yet to, lack for a better term, recognize. But and I like that.
CLC hasn't pushed mid yet at all, so
yeah, they're just immediately going into any site through the main, A main, B main. Looks like they're going to be going through garage here.
I got the spike. Spike dropped.
And the fun fact, Ken, is that dropping the bomb is an audible cue that the enemy team can hear.
from anywhere, or
No,
how far?
The same,
Like the footsteps distance.
it's the same audio cues as the dropping a weapon on the ground. So it's not as far as a footstep, but it's definitely audible. And if you didn't know that, that's your cue to know now, because that's a very important aspect of where the bomb could possibly be, and more importantly, where the rest of the team is. That's a hard word. Possibly be.
Possibly be. That is definitely a tongue twister. And Jet is deep in mid.
Revealing area.
Getting that avenue of approach. Oh, but juxing moves.
Out of charges.
Getting that double kill there. Can RxG21 do anything? Actually, can Cryon. Can Cryon get a kill? Yes, he does! Can he get the gun? He needs to get out of there. Oh, wait! Oh!
That was pretty.
He got out of there just with seeing the skin of his teeth. They still have the bomb. RxG21 opting to go to sewers. They're going to go for a B push, and I like GGU immediately recognizing it. Oh, but do they have time?
I like both plays by both teams here. Jet is going to meet somebody really soon, though.
Wait a minute. Oh, but bless. I thought he was going to shoot an arrow. He wouldn't have had enough time if he did. But Mod taking down Cryon. Ooh, wait a minute. Oh, RxG21 stuck. But Skrull taking down. There's a trade by Juxi Moves. Can Juxi Moves go down? No, he didn't. There was no communication by GGU there. But Matsuaka taking him down. Having Brimstone die in that position meant that nobody told anyone where RxG21 is, despite seeing him. I believe that was Cly who actually saw him going down against Skrull, though. Maybe he didn't see him because Skrull was in front, but definitely a kind of a misstep, but they still take the round. I really like that it's going to be tied up. It's a relatively competitive game.
Yep. And when we see on GGU, they have 3 ultimates available. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, and CLC, they have 2 ultimates available, but the Brimstone ulti might help a lot here in preventing a plant.
Yeah, especially oh, there's the ult by Cly there.
Prepare for hellfire.
Ooh, essentially splitting up all of CLC's team. ZJ671 by himself. Doesn't even get the bomb down. No! The bomb is stuck on site. GGU could has such an easy time defending, especially. Actually, CLC is in a really good position now, but wait a minute. Matsuraka in the back burner. No! It's spray control! Oh, no! Could have gotten that kill there. He opted to just immediately shoot instead of pointing at the head and didn't get recognized. Recognized, living to tell another tale. Gets another chance at defense. And that was such a huge possible kill that Matsuraka.
We are getting a lot of ultimates used here, though. We just got the revive on the Brimstone.
Oh, and there's Juxing Moves. That res worked out perfectly, but there's RxG21 taking that trade. And there's Matsuraka finally getting that kill. Scrawl 1 HP. Yikes. I don't think this guy has
Oh,
it.
no.
Does he have it? No, he doesn't. Matsuraka taking him down. And is the defuse going to happen? Yes, it will.
Very good retake by GGU there.
That ult actually...
That was a good round.
Brimstone ult essentially split GGU's offense in half. And that's kind of the downside of having a full send on a site. We mentioned it earlier with UOG versus Kolab Koalas. All it takes is one utility, one ultimate to completely cut a full send onto a site through one avenue of attack. And having him split, ZJ671 was by himself on site. As a Sage, I'm not...
Yeah,
I
I wish DJ was on a duelist or something.
Or someone who has an ability to run away or oh, Juxing moves, getting that operator off RxG21. But like we said earlier, ZJ671 is actually the entry level or entry agent, and as a Sage, you do not want to do that. Your utility is so important for the retake, so important for the res and the heal and the slowdown that you need to have her in the back burner. But ZJ671 opting to put her in the front line.
No charges left. Get out of my way! Watch this!
And there's CLC recognized. Finally taking someone off of Gakandes on screens.
Oh,
Matsuraka.
You will not kill
Ooh,
my
wait,
allies.
ZJ671. Oh, I don't know about that res. He actually got taken down by Recognize, but Scroll taking down Clive, but Matsuraka taking that trade and just enough time for the defuse. And
man, it's really hard to hold that site from the retake, especially when so many people are alive.
Exactly.
Like, you have to have like Heaven, like at least one guy.
Can
I'm
someone
not
get
entirely
this?
sure I saw
Thank
any smokes from CLC side to
man.
sort of cut that. I mean, there definitely was one in Heaven, but you definitely need to have more smokes to block off screens, to block off long, possibly ramps into Heaven and CT. You want to keep them slowly approaching so that way you have more time for angles for retake, or to defend the retake rather. And there's CLC recognized, putting that smoke onto Heaven, but Gakandes taking down Cryon, immediately smoking, get out of sight. I really like Gakandes' decision to essentially, once he got the shot, didn't double peek. He ran away. They're going to defend against the retake 5v4, and you're going to see GGU all actually going into Heaven with Mod the only one on CT. CLC recognized in the site. He's actually in a pretty good position to completely flank everyone on Heaven side if they don't check the angle. Oh no, he gets caught with his pants down. Matsuraka taking him down. Juxi moves taking down ZJ671 off of out of Cubby and B backside. And RxG21 might be the only one left.
Gosh, what happened?
Oh, and there's RxG21 getting taken down by Mod finally. And do they have the wait a minute. Yes, they do. They do get the defuse. And this is coming down again to the adaptation of GGU, having really clean retakes and kind of knowing where everyone is. There's definitely communication there to kill ZJ671 in backside. Someone definitely recognized it on GGU's team, giving that communication to Gakandes to take him down with the operator. And CLC opting again to do a full push into A long or A main, and they have yet to really control mid. They did it one time with Cryon and Scrawl, but I think they're just opting to do it again. And Cryon actually in mid. Ooh, and he only has a shorty. Wait a minute, that's not a good idea.
Prepare for hellfire.
And there's that split again. Oh, he split up Scrawl by himself. Clyde taking him down. Really pretty unorthodox use of the ultimate, essentially splitting CLC in half when they're trying to go for a push onto A main, and it's working. Honestly, I think that GGU has the number of CLC's typical approaches. They know that they're always gonna full send. The worst that's gonna happen is that Cryon might be in mid, where they just have to do default defense all the time, because they have enough slowdown, they have enough smokes to sort of completely cut CLC's offense. And you can see CLC kind of reverting back into that mindset that they had before, where they're very slow on the offense. Once they're once a wall has been put in place, and that wall is juxing moves with his operator and long.
And this was a save round for CLC too, so they may have been a little bit too aggressive with the push on. Like you can see, ZJ just carrying Sheriff and recognized this with the Ghost. So
yes, any kill or any pick that they get out of this round is a win for them, just because they get extra economy. And it looks like they might be going for a save here, even though they only have pistols. But you don't want to basically give the other team, give the other team an opportunity to kill you and get more credits for their next round that they're going to win.
Juxing is just waiting for a kill here, holding the.
Oh yeah, he wants it. Oh yes, he wants it. Oh.
All right, so 6-2. Can CLC turn it around?
CLC was doing really well in the first couple rounds, but I feel like what happened was GGU got real guns. GGU got real guns, and now they're just better with their real guns. But at the same time, there has been some missteps from CLC's retaking, how they hold their angles, which agents hold which angles. They did get the bomb down a couple of times, actually, so they've been getting some money in. And Cryon getting taken down by Juxing Moves again. That guy has his number. They're actually doing a double op with both Gakandes and Juxing Moves. I like Gakandes immediately running out. Oh, but ZJ671 bopping Matsuraka in the head. Mod immediately going in. Oh, gets the information.
I mean, one thing that CLC does really well is they get the plant on site like ASAP, but there's like no control of the site. Oh wow, and Gawkin that's just taking out two.
The problem is
Oh
yeah,
gosh,
and this
three.
is the inherent
Give him the
issue,
3K.
not necessarily with the strategy they're doing. They're getting the execute down, but you see an overarching issue of not having enough smokes. Cryon and CLC recognize are the only characters that have smokes that could possibly go into heaven, possibly go into CT to block the movement and block the sight of GGU's oppers. But Cryon, being the entry fragger, he went down to Juxing Moves literally at the start of the round. And
yeah, and like 3 rounds in a row.
Yeah, and CLC recognized, used his smokes to get onto site. He didn't have them for the retake defense, putting them into heaven. And that's kind of the issue of having Cryon being so aggressive with probably the only utility other than CLC recognized in the party. You got Scrawl with the grenades, he has area denial, but there's no point in having area denial when you have an operator in heaven, because what are you gonna do? You can throw the grenade there, but you need to prevent them from even getting sight onto the rest of your team to begin with, and that's where the smokes play a huge role.
Oh, and there's the wall mid, which stops that.
Trying to get some information. You can definitely see someone if he looks up a little bit higher on the staircase.
Watching here.
Yeah, Cryon trying to get some eyes there. He definitely knows that Matsuraka is in the area. Oh, and there's RXG21 taking out Mod. And Scrawl immediately. Actually, Scrawl is on site, but he has no means of doing anything with it. He's actually by himself, and that is coming down to the. Yeah, that is the unfortunate truth of miscommunication with your team, is having a situation where you have sight, but only one person is there. And Juxing Moves taking down RXG21 with the shorty. Cryon can actually get a couple frags here. There it is. Cryon taking down Juxing Moves. No, wait a minute. He got a little too greedy with that operator.
No. So it's 8-2. GGU seems to be running away with it. CLC came out to that early 2-round start, but since then, things just haven't been going well for them, and they have no money to full buy here. So
Juxing Moves has offed at least one agent from CLC's team every round since he got this operator, and it's been an unfortunate occurrence because you have characters with smokes. Knowing Juxing Moves is in relatively the same positions in ramps, in mid, I feel like that's a very default position to have your smokes to approach in these areas. And there's Matsuraka taking down Cryon again. and Cryon has yet to use his smokes in that area,
Yep.
opting to dry peek in mid, not getting any sort of means of basically preventing himself from getting shot in the head, you know? Oh, and there's Matsuraka taking out RXG21. Oh, and
Matsuraka just cleaning it up. That was just...
Skrull is out of there. He has no armor. He wants to deny the 4K from Matsuraka. And again, there were some instances where Sova died with his recon arrow available. Jet died with her smokes available. You know, you need these utilities to push. I feel like CLC is yet to accurately, or not accurately, but they've been constantly dry peeking a lot of power angles that GGU has, knowing full well they have the utility to safely make it through. Like, they could just smoke mid and then they can push through, you know? It's...
Yeah. I mean, there was a wall. They could have just gone somewhere else. Like, it was so weird, so weird. And now the time's going to run out. Skrull's just going to hold on. Save some credits.
Yeah, couldn't get a gun because, like, GGU has a full 5.
Yep. This is looking tough.
This is looking really tough, and I believe it's the last round before the half.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, it is. With CLC opting to get an operator with RG21. I really want to see him get possibly a pick in screens, maybe ramp. And I like that. I like GGU constantly switching up their gun placements. Gak and Des being the only constant being on B side, but Juxing moves constantly switching between vents and ramp. And there's the information. Juxing moves immediately rotating. Oh yikes! RG21 cut off again. This is what happened last time. And Cryon taking down Mod though, getting that entry frag, getting the pick for his team. And no plan yet because RXG21 did have the bomb. And this gives Gakandes enough time to get CLC recognized with the operator. But there's ZJ671 with that wall onto screens. And now the only avenue of attack is ramp and heaven. Ooh! I thought he got the hit on Matsuraka. Oh, but Juxing moves gets the hit on RXG21 with that operator. And Gakandes with that ult.
You will not kill my allies.
Oh, and the revive. This is looking tough.
But Skrull actually an opportunity to get a kill. Oh jeez, everyone's just bullets everywhere on Skrull.
Wow.
And this is looking pretty tough for CLC. They were doing so well on the quick executes, but I feel like once GGU had the idea of what CLC is doing on their retakes or on their execute, they noticed like, hey, they're not checking the typical spots that that retake defenders take. You know, they're not checking heaven enough. They're not checking long actually. You know, they're not checking their flank often. They're kind of just staying on site, which is ideally a good situation. But you need those angles to watch into long, watch off ropes, watch into heaven CT side, and they just haven't been doing it. But it looks like this is the split, and we're gonna be going to GGU's perspective on attack. 3 rounds away from actually taking it, moving themselves up on the ranks. Ooh, and RG21 does get some information there. And GGU historically sort of just has a very slow approach to a site. Let's see if they're actually going to have an explosive execution once they get enough information to know that CLC does only have 3 people on site. And ooh, that sound should be enough. That sound should be enough for GGU or for CLC to rotate. And there it is. RXG21 actually rotating. Oh, their big brain. The biggest brain. The biggest brain. Matsuaka still making some noise, trying to show that they're still in mid. And there's CL and GGU slowly but surely making their way A side, cutting off CLC recognized. And they're on site. And just like that, Gakandes taking down Skrull, and there's the plant. With a 4v5 situation, CLC has to take this retake. They need to take this retake. Like Matsuraka getting that angle on on A main going into cat, knowing that Heaven is covered with that wall. And there's RxG21 taking down Juxing moves, but it's a 1v1. Can Gakkendes come back? Yeah, I love him switching to the classic. He's sticking it. He's sticking it! Oh, and RxG21 getting that huge comeback. They needed that round.
Out of charges.
That was a really scary retake by CLC, but RxG21 clutching it out. Reason why I'm saying they need that round so much is because, again, it's 10-13. Losing that round, making it 11-13, they would have to save on a second pistol round and only have one opportunity to have guns or rifles for that final match point. Winning this gives them an opportunity to another little bit more breathing room. If they win the second one, they have pistol or they have real guns, and they're gonna have a better chance at this comeback. Having you constantly on match point is a really scary situation because you essentially you always have to win. You know, let's be honest. And GGU slowly but surely making their way off mid with ZJ671 immediately walling. Oh, and Gakkendes showing why he's a jet main. Oh, but crying with that headshot. Good defense into Heaven, cutting off mid approach. Still, actually, GGU is still making their way into Heaven. But the CLC recognized getting that trade. It's actually a 3v3 situation still with Clyde. Juxing moves and Mod still in mid. CLC's not rotating. Oh no, CLC's not rotating. Oh, you're gonna see GGU, Clyde getting the information. Finally CLC seeing RxG21's arrow, not detecting anybody, going for that CT push, but here comes Clyde. Oh, Clyde! Clyde getting one kill. There's the trade. Scrawl taking down Clyde, and Clyde taking down RxG21. They're not planting. There's GGU finally getting the plant with Mod, with the defense on, with a stinger. Oh, and Juxing will take him down. Scrawl, the only one left. Cryon, 1v1. Oh my god, through the wall. Cryon with that Marshall kill. Another clutch win. Now they're going to have real guns in the next round. GGU still with 10 rounds. But CLC kind of coming back. That was a huge clutch for Cryon. Getting a headshot off of Gakkendes in Heaven. Gakken could have done some huge damage if he survived that. If Cryon missed, Gakkendes would have had staircase free. He could have had his team on site on B. It would have been huge for GGU. But Cryon with that super clutch headshot with that Marshall, taking down Gakkendes, and essentially having GGU completely change their plan going into A site instead.
Nice, nice. I see I've took a short break there, came back, and CLC put tally 2 together, huh?
Yeah, they needed those rounds. Not having... Oh, but Matsuraka just destroying their dreams.
Maybe a little too greedy on that peak there.
Yeah, Cryon has that historically aggressive defense, but Mod taking him down with that stinger. Actually, GGU's on site. Oh, but Clyde getting that headshot. Juxing moves, taking down Scrawl with CLC recognized. The only one left with no gun. A stinger and a dream. Oh, and Juxing moves taking him down. 11-4. They have to save.
Yeah, you got
Actually, yeah, they would have to save, or Cryon would have to buy for another player. But it looks like they're force buying. Cryon opting for an operator.
Straight to the op.
Yeah, Cryon with an operator and a half buy with the rest of the team is not a good look. If they lose, they're not gonna have anything for the next round. They need to. It's confirming the possibility that you're gonna be in a match point. That is the reason why most people save on the 11th round. But it looks like CLC is going for a half buy. Cryon full buying with an operator. And not in a position to actually get any sort of picks going with his operator. Oh, and Gakkendes with a beautiful jump, getting RxG21. And look at that use of utility, immediately getting into sight. using all the smokes he can to block the power angles that CLC could have, but Recognize
Get
taking
out
down
of my
juxing
way.
moves, and it is a 4v4 with the slow. Sight is slowed down. Can CJ671 get anything? No, Gawkin is going down with Recognize the only one left. Oh, and there he goes. Matsuraka getting taken down by Recognize, but only 22 HP left. Oh, there's the blind.
That's so close.
Oh, but Gawkin is taking down Recognize. A little jittery there. But takes him down. And now it's match point.
It is match
GGU.
And now, what can you buy?
They can't buy anything. Look, that's the issue of there's half buying in a game like Valorant or CS is essentially the textbook form of miscommunication, or rather lack of communication. Having someone buy an operator, one person buying an AK, and two people having pistols isn't the type of comp you can really win with. You could get lucky. Maybe you guys are gods with classics, but like I said in the last week, either y'all buy guns or no one buys guns.
Nowhere to run!
Oh, there it is. Oh, Clyde taking down Scrawl. Oh, and he gets some damage off of RxG21, giving enough information, but CLC Recognized camping with that judge gets Gawkin. Clyde knows enough information to know that someone is near boxes in mid. And Mod, actually on site. He's waiting. I love that he's not planting it. Waiting for the rest of his team to make it. Clyde taking down ZJ671. And the only one left is Recognized. And RxG21. And Recognized nowhere to be found near his team. But actually, they have a good pincer. No! RxG21 moving too far! Oh, there's... Oh, no. But RxG21 actually taking down Clyde! Matsuraka taking the RxG21 and Recognize the only one left with a judge, now a Spectre. Oh, he's gonna get caught with his pants down, and there's match point. GGU taking it over CLC 13-4. Definitely a better showing than last week. They did have really strong executions in the beginning of the game, but I felt like a lot of miscommunication happened with ZJ671 pushing as a Sage, being the first one on site, and getting essentially picked off by Cly on different angles on the attack. So there is some sort of miscommunication that CLC does need to work on. GGU did an excellent job with the defense on retakes on attack, and of course an amazing job rotating quickly for the defense. There definitely needs to be, like, that can be worked against their favor. Like if CLC maybe did a fake push with Cryon going into B side, which he did a couple times, but juxing moves and Gawkin essentially cut that short with operators. So having that sort of noise being put into B side could possibly give them more chances of pushing into A as a fake push from B. So that sort of thing can actually help against quick rotates that GGU is really good at. They're really fast on that rotate to go for a retake when CLC was attacking. But congratulations to GGU. And of course next week, I think Frag Out and Shoot Then had their match off stream, so we'll get the results on that. But check out next week we're gonna have Shoot Then versus GGU. That's gonna be pretty nice. I want to see that because GGU actually beat Kolab Koalas, and Kolab Koalas beat Shoot Then, so it's gonna be interesting to see that matchup. And of course UOG Triton Esports versus Frag Out, and of course Fob Fives versus Kolab Koalas next week, August 29th, same time, same channel, Laddie Esports. Of course, shout outs to our sponsors, Coffee Slut, Netopia Internet Cafe, and of course Guam Woodward Memorial. This is your boy Shado Gaming, and of course we have the man, the myth, the legend, KHD, Kensanity. Oh, I haven't used KHD in a while, huh?
Yeah, I have not used KHD in a long time. Anyway, but thank you guys so much. We will catch you next week with more Valorant action.